This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through this 2019 Flagstaff E Pro model E21RK. Okay, so this is a supplemental video to the manufacturer's video, so I'm just going to go over some of the functions of some of the appliances, that sort of thing. So here we go. Of course, you have regular crank down scissor type stabilizers. It comes with a 3/4 inch crank, or you can use a 3/4 inch socket on a drill. This table is where your Coleman camp grill sits. You can see it right there in the box. This is the crank for your stabilizers. Also, this device here is your awning crank. You crank your awning in and out with it. This is a mattress warmer analog controller. So let me look at the mattress, which one it is. It's up here. So there's a port where this plugs in on your mattress right here, this side, here, and then the other side goes into the nearest 110, which would be, I believe, right there. And you turn it on and set it. It doesn't get hot, it's just a warmer. Keep that in mind. Of course, you have a TV and a radio. I'll show you that when I get on the other side of the trailer. You have a 3-speed vent. You crank it open here. There's a lock on the lid right there, if you can see it, right in the middle of the screen there. And then, of course, the next knob in the corner is the 3 different speeds and off. And then that other pieces, or the other thing, is just a glass tube fuse, just so you know it's there. Okay. So that'll really pull the heat out of this trailer. It really cranks, and it's a good thing in that sense. Now those are your remote controls. One's for your radio, one's for your TV set. This right here is an attachment for your bike rack in case you need it. Right now the attachment that is straight up, right? So the bikes, one will mount on each side. But if you need for them to move to the forward or rearward, whatever the word is, I can't quite seem to get it out here, but either way you can go either way with it if you need to do that with your towing application. The most common way is just straight. So let me walk up there for you, seeing that we're talking about it, and I'll show you what I mean. Right now, these are not set how you're going to want it. You're going to have to adjust them yourself anyway, but every other one of these goes this way. So one bike hangs on this side, one hangs on the other. Now this is the piece I was talking about. This is the straight piece, right? But if you needed it to go, the bikes to be back farther, you can put it this way, angled this way with the piece I showed you that's inside the trailer, or even you can do it forward. So if you need that because of your tow vehicle, for example, you can do that. So it gives you 3 different positions to put the bikes in. Okay. While we're standing here, you got 2 deep cycle marine batteries wired together as one battery. So it's just 12-volt battery, double the storage. So keep that in mind. It's not 2 separate batteries. It's wired together as one. This right here is your is that you crank this to raise and lower your spare tire if you need to. All right. Down here, if you can see it down there, right here, that's the kill switch for your batteries. So you can shut the batteries off, completely disconnect them from the trailer if you need to. One reason you might want to do that, for example, is the carbon monoxide LP gas detector is hardwired to the battery. So even if you shut all the lights off, it's still going to draw power. Therefore, when you go into storage, it would drain down your battery quicker. So you can just shut the batteries off when you go into storage. When you're pulling it, camping, all that, you always want it on so the batteries will charge. Okay, so here we are back inside. You can see the fire extinguishers on that wall. So let me see if I can show you under here. This right there, that's right there. So okay, so right here, see the green light there? That's showing you that the signal booster for your digital antenna is on. You can shut it off right there if you wanted to, but you don't. When you're using the antenna, you want that on, or you won't get a good picture. This is your radio. It's a basically you can stream off a USB stick with it, or USB drive. It's got an HDMI in. You can hook up wirelessly with Bluetooth with your phone or tablet. You can It's got an AM/FM radio in it, so it has a lot of features that you can use. You can select speakers, that sort of thing. Now that switch I just showed you right there, I was flipping right there. That's for your Wi-Fi Ranger. I'm going to try and get up here so you can see this, but mainly I'm just going to describe it to you. There's that sticker right there is what you're looking at. So basically, the top line tells you the name of your Wi-Fi Ranger. So when you're using the Wi-Fi and you look at your phone, you'll identify your Wi-Fi Ranger by that number. So you say, that's me. So you would put, all your family's devices, you'd put that password in there so it will log on automatically to the Wi-Fi Ranger. The Wi-Fi Ranger is a signal booster for public Wi-Fi. So you'll get really good bandwidth, much better than you would without it. So it's a very good thing to use because there's always a fight going over public Wi-Fi. It's never strong enough, and the weak signal and all that. So that'll help you out. Now the bottom line is an address. You type that into your browser, and it'll tell you. Basically, you'll be able to see everything the Wi-Fi Ranger sees. So let's say you would pick out the campground Wi-Fi on the list, and if they gave you a password, for example, you type it in, and you'd be all set. The middle line is just a temporary password you'll use. As soon as you get on and log on, it'll prompt you to enter your own password. So you have to make something up that everybody in your family knows, for example. But that's what that is. It's a Wi-Fi Ranger. Now I want to tell you, I know I didn't explain it all that great this time. I seem to be a bit off here. But keep in mind, in the packet that comes with this, there's literature on every component of this trailer. Plus, you can always go online and look at manufacturers' videos, and that will help a lot if you need to refresh your memory, that sort of thing. Okay. Also, I just want to show you this down here. This is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. Right. It should always be green like it is. Right. I can set it off here so you can hear what it sounds like. It goes through 2 self-tests. One for LP, one for carbon monoxide. There we go. And back to green. It should always be green like that. If not, you get it service. If that goes out, obviously you're going to shut the gas off and figure out what's going on. Okay. Thank you. Let's see here. This is your power cord, 30 feet long and 30 amps. You hook your city water right up to here. It's the most common way to get water. You just hook it up and you're all set, ready to go. Now if you're at a campground that does not have plumbing on the campsites, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank and use your onboard water pump to pump the water. So all the plumbing will work just like you have city water, but you'll be pulling it from your own tank. Alright, so that is done here. This is the pump right there, for example. You check your battery here. Whoops, let it go there. You go your fresh water. Also, when you look at this here, because you don't have a water heater, this one here is the city water, and if you use drawing from the tank, you would use this one here. Okay, this is the packet I told you about with all the literature in it. This has a water filter canister in it, so you could use this water filter, just a carbon block filter. It takes out chemical taste and some mineral taste and things like that. It's not reverse osmosis or anything like that, but it's still a really good filter. You would change it every year, though. You would when you winterize the trailer, you toss it out. After you de-winterize, you put a new one in. And this is the wrench that is used to unscrew the canister to put the filter in there. This is just for your sink drain, basically. You can hook this up to it, and up to the gray tank, I should say, which is down. I'm trying to see it here. Hold on one second. Oh, right here. So there's the gray tank valve there. This, if you want to, you can screw this on, and it's got a barb, and you can put a hose on it and put the hose into a bucket or whatever you want to do with it. So this gives you a little more control over the wastewater. Your sprayer's here, and the hose, the quick connect hose. Okay, your inverter is over here. So this inverts. It turns DC to AC power. So it'll take the energy in your battery and it will invert it. This refrigerator is hooked up to the inverter. So That's why it's there. So this little 110 refrigerator can run off of battery. So when you're pulling this down the road, your tow vehicle will charge the batteries while this is while they're feeding this little refrigerator here. When you're plugged in at the campground, this product here, this part here, which is called a converter, which is just the opposite. It converts AC to DC power. This one goes DC to AC. The inverter goes DC to AC. The converter goes AC to DC. So you have regular, when you're plugged in, you have regular circuit breakers here like you'd see at home, and they're labeled. And then the power is converted to 12 volt DC over here. You got 12 volt fuses, and they're labeled right down here. Also, these will light up if they ever blow, so you can see them through this perforation here. And most of all, it's a battery tender, so it'll sense how much energy your batteries need, and if they're low, it'll send 10 amps up there if it needs to, if that's what it needs. If they're charged, it'll just trickle a couple amps, but it will always keep them charged up. And with the rest of the power, it runs all the 12 volt in this trailer as long as you're plugged in. Okay, so that's a good thing. This GFCI plug here, I would bet, is also, I didn't prep this trailer, but I would bet it's also inverted. So you could just get a plug tester and put it in there, and you'll know whether, and unplug the 110 AC, and you'll see if it's still producing enough to invert that plug, but I'm sure it does. Okay, microwave works like any other microwave. That's your outside speaker there. I think I might have said with the radio, you got inside and outside speakers. You could select either one or both. Okay, so I think that's it. If you look on the roof, you can see those two antennas sticking up. Hopefully you can see that. That's the Wi-Fi Ranger. Now that Wi-Fi Ranger, I told you about the free function, just the public Wi-Fi signal booster, right? It'll also, there's also a paid option. You would go through whoever you get your cellular service from. It would take another SIM card, and you can actually have cellular service through that too if you wanted it. Usually people who work from their trailer are the only people who generally would do that, because they could just use their own phone, obviously. You don't need to go through the trailer. But if you need it, it's there. You'd have to pay a monthly fee just like you would with a phone or a tablet, but that's always an option too. Alright, so let me look around here and see if I forgot anything. It's just, like I said, this is a supplemental video. Okay, I think we're doing pretty good though. Yes, okay, good. Let me walk around the front here. Like I said, your spare tire, you're cranked down with your with the same crank you would use for your stabilizer jacks. And don't forget, there's a switch right here for your to disconnect your batteries. Okay, so all right. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit, and please remember that you have to inspect the seals on your roof. The manufacturer says every 90 days, so figure, in the spring, in the middle of the summer, in the fall, go up there, look at all the sealant on the roof. Make sure there's no cracking or separation anywhere. If there is, take care of it immediately. Don't use anything from the hardware store. You have to use something called die-core that comes from an RV place. It's not expensive. It's just, $10 for a caulk tube, something like that. And odds are you won't have to do any sealing or resealing for years, but you inspect it just to make sure. You also look at the roofing material to make sure that there was no damage from road debris flying up there or low branches hitting it, that sort of thing. Make sure the vent covers aren't cracked by low branches. You just give it a good inspection to make sure everything's good and tight. If you do that, your trailer never will get water inside. I'm not speaking about this trailer, I'm speaking about every trailer ever made. So it's important to do maintenance on it and to inspect it regularly. Okay? Thank you very much.